would you kind of characterize that round out there today?
Just a different question, please. No, I'm just messing. How they characterize? What do you think I'm gonna say? Excuse my language, but it's fucking hard. It's firm, it's fast, and it's blowing 30 miles an hour. It's a very difficult golf course, and for most of the day, I managed to hit this as the last 5 holes. Even though I didn't feel like I was making bad swings, I just couldn't quite get it going and finished poorly the last stretch. Main thing is 2 swings that didn't feel bad. Both of them ended up in the water. Right, that's costing me 2 shots right there. So. Luckily, I shot 7 under yesterday, and I'm not too far off.
Jon, does this kind of fall into the category where you were talking to us earlier in the week about there's weeks you just don't have your best stuff all the time, even though the conditions are tough. To endure a day like this and not give everything back, I mean, you still don't see very much in the Is that kind of what you have to look at this as you step away from today?
I mean, you have to deal with it. Clearly, I never had it on the greens, never had it off the tee, right? Didn't make any putts, really. And hit very little fairways. That's a very bad combination to shoot any scores out here, right? So you just try to minimize the damage. Obviously, some people are going to shoot under par, but it's just really tough.
Even though this is just one round, your form has been so fantastic for a long stretch of time. How foreign did that feel for you today?
Not that foreign. It's just difficult. Like I said, I don't feel like I played that terribly. It's just, you know, some narrow targets out there, and if you don't hit it in the fairway, you're playing defensive the whole day. I thought I did a pretty good job. Again, it's just the 2 tee shots I keep looking at, and then the 1 gust wind on 8 on the green.
How tough was the putting?
Very.
Did you have to like play for the wind?
To play for a lot of things, yeah.
I know.
I mean, those greens have quite a bit of slope for the most part, and then yeah, you know, you have those Bermuda greens where once they get dry enough, the grain is not doing as much as it usually does, and then you have to take on the wind. So yeah, I mean, I 3-putted on 8 basically because of 2 wind gusts. So I mean, it's not. I didn't really hit a bad putt in either one of those. It happens. I'm sure I wasn't the only one today.
I'm sure you're not. This is how we find out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jon, Kirk Kitayama has put himself up there. You guys had a nice head-to-head in Mexico. What did you learn about him, or what do you know about him as a competitor?
I don't know much. Played a couple times. Obviously, he keeps putting himself in contention in difficult tournaments, right? It's a matter of just getting it done, and there's no shortcut to something like that. Especially in this tournament, you're gonna have to show up on the weekend and play good. So, so far I've been doing it. I'm hopefully one of those that spoils the weekend for him.
What do you look forward to hear yourself on the weekend?
I'm looking forward to lunch, and that's about it. I don't want to think past that right now. Lunch and some family time, and we'll see what the weekend has.
Given what we have today, what kind of job do they do you think, setting up the course?
I think they did it. I think they did okay. I mean, it's really hard to know how it's going to play. The only pin I was surprised at was 8, because it's in a complete slope where the wind's blowing. I mean, my putt was a foot from the hole. I blinked and it was 4 feet from the hole, right? It just kept rolling backwards. But besides that, I think they did a good job. You also don't want to go to an extreme of making it a little bit too easy during a difficult day. So, you know, I think it was fairly well done. It's not easy. I wouldn't want to be in the situation where I would have to set up the golf course, because you know, they did what they needed to do, which is let the greens get a little slower and, you know, add a little bit of water so they wouldn't get burnt out this afternoon.
Were they slower than what you had yesterday?
Oh yeah. This morning you could tell they were a little bit softer as well. Obviously, as the day goes on, they get really, really firm.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.